Hey guys, welcome to the clubhouse. I'm Billy Jackson, and today's review is gonna be on the Odyssey. Okay, now, man, as a kid growing up, I loved the Odyssey. It's one of my favorite stories told of all time. And granted, I don't remember everything about the original story. Even going into this, I remembered about the Cyclops and the sirens and stuff like that, and the witch that turns all the soldiers into pigs and stuff like that. I remember that stuff, but I didn't remember everything about this story going into this movie. But that being said, knowing that Christopher Nolan was at the helm of this, I was truly pumped up and excited because I think he was the perfect director to direct this movie. At least, that's what my thoughts were going in. Then the reviews started coming out, and everybody's saying that this movie was epic. That I haven't seen one bad review on this movie, so it just got me even more pumped up. And went to go see it this weekend, and was it as epic as everybody thought? Yes! Now, I'm going to say that at least the first two acts are epic. I do have a couple of problems with this movie, but they're really minor nitpicks, guys. This movie is awesome. And that's my final opinion on it, that this movie is great. And you should go out to see it. It needs to be seen on the big screen. And I really loved this movie. So don't take my nitpicks the wrong way, okay? I just have to be honest with you guys about, problems I had. One, I think this movie was way too long. It's 3 hours long, and yes, it's an epic story to tell, but I really think they could have shaved off a good 30 minutes of this movie, and it would have been a tight, perfect masterpiece. But, we have what we have, and that's fine. All the actors did great in this movie. The storytelling was, already there for them, and Christopher Nolan putting this movie into a realistic realm. I thought he did a fantastic job of that, of making me feel like the supernatural elements of this movie were actual real things that could happen in the real world in the past. The other little nitpick I have with this movie was I was kind of disappointed in Robert Pattinson's character. There was this epic battle at the end, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but it felt a little choreographed to me, and it didn't feel as epic as they were trying to make it feel. If you can make sense of that, it just felt rushed. It felt forced. It was kind of quick, and it was a little ridiculous with this guy that had a hole in the ceiling, throwing weapons down and stuff like that, and Tom Holland's character, Ulysses' son is up there trying to keep him from doing it. It just hit me the wrong way. It didn't hit me at all, and that's the wrong way that it hit me. Was that, I kind of just felt like it was forced, and I was very disappointed in Robert Pattinson's character. I thought he would do more, especially in this final battle, but he didn't do anything. Like I said, I'm not going to spoil anything. So, but just know that was a disappointing factor of this movie, and for me at least. But really, the length is really what really hit me hard. About it was way too long. I started feeling the weight of it about the 2 hour and 15 minute mark. I started feeling like, okay, it's time to wrap this thing up, and it kind of kept on going, when I didn't think it really needed to. But that being said, guys, I was engaged this entire movie. I mean, the work that he did, like on the Cyclops scene, which happens relatively, early in the movie. I thought it was going to be later, but it happens relatively early in the movie. And I did like that because it really got me pumped up, for the rest of the movie. And then as he's going through these little adventures, trying to get home, I thought that Nolan did a wonderful job of making those aspects seem real. And the pig scene, was amazing. It was disturbing, and it's supposed to be. So I was really happy about that. Overall, guys, I was really happy about this movie. I just thought it was a little too long, and they could have tightened it up a little bit more. But that being said, I still was engaged the entire. I didn't even get up to use the bathroom, which I normally do in a 3-hour movie. I felt like I was on the edge of my seat, at least for the first 2.5 hours. But really, by the time it was over, I was ready for it to be over. And that's unfortunate, but I wasn't bored or anything like that. I was just kind of like, okay, let's get on with the end so we can get out of here, you know? But that's not saying that this isn't a fantastic film and it needs to be watched. And I say go out to the theater and see it because it's really good. But anyway, guys, it's not all about what I think. What do you think? Have you seen the Odyssey? Do you plan on watching it? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to like my videos and subscribe to my channel. And as always, make yourself happy every day. And the only way to do that is to remember the only thing stopping you is you stopping. Bam!